All right. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to the very first meeting of the Touch and Heart Dialogue series. My name is Hannah, and
my name is Arina.
We're very excited that you're joining us. So Irina and I are part of the Heroine's Journeys course. It's a women's group, and if you're here, you're most likely you visited our Facebook page and you found out about this event. So it's a community of women who are dedicated to self-discovery and self-transformation, and what that really means is getting to know ourselves. So like what makes us who we are, what's important to us, what makes us click, what brings us alive, and like how can we in our daily lives like live in such a way that's aligned with that. So I can say that it's been a life changer for me. I think it's the same with Irina. So anyway, but part of that process has been like really getting to know ourselves, and we've been getting more and more curious about our own bodies and our own hearts, and what are these things telling us, and sort of what we're feeling, and our sensations and energies around us. So that's kind of the reason we started this group, is because we got curious about these topics of touch, our bodies, heart, and energy. And we realized that we don't really know a lot about it. So this is kind of like a study group for us to like research and experiment together and to explore. So, and we invite you to join us on our exploration. So it's going to be open-ended, to say the least. So do you have anything else to add to that, Irina?
Yes, there are a couple of things that I want to add to the last point, that it's open-ended, it's unscripted. So we have a theme or topics that we want to discuss, but we don't know where it's gonna go. There isn't a surprise element for us and for the audience. Also, I want to talk about the series that we're embarking on, the Touch and Heart. Because I think that it's new it's new to me, and it's new to you, and like all my life I've been thinking, and I think that's how we are raised, that you have mind and you can deal with your life only with your mind, but the body is not taken into account. So with this series, I'm hoping to learn more about the body, about the connection of the body with the mind, with the heart, and just reconnect with myself, and hopefully you can do it too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I can really relate to that. Like I think if I remember actually to my very first memories, or like really fond memories, they're very like rich in like sensation of the body and like emotions and things like that. But I still have my blankie from when I was like 0 years old, and it used to be like rainbow colored, and now it's like all gray, because I would like touch it and just kind of like feel what it feels like in my hands, and that was my favorite thing about it. And so like I have these very fond memories that are very like bodily, but at some point I think I at least learned to kind of ignore that, or to not prioritize that in my like daily being, so that I realize like I don't really know like what my body's feeling at any given moment. So I think that for me, that's like the connection that I want to reclaim for myself.
I can totally relate to that. Yeah, because like when you were speaking about your childhood memories, I thought that okay, so what is my childhood memory? And I remember like how my hand felt small in my father's hand, you know, when he was like holding my hand, and I always loved that feeling, how I feel so small in his big hand, and how he was like touching me, and his hand was big and warm, and I still remember that feeling. And also think that if you think about the times when you were in awe with something, like like we go on the shugos, like you're on the top of the mountain, like you look at the sun or the mountains, like you actually, your mind stops.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's like the best moment when you're not thinking about anything. It's like you have no thoughts, no worries, nothing. And that's the best feeling that you have.
Yeah, for sure. Or like when you listen to a good piece of music or like see art. I've heard the phrase aesthetic arrest. I don't know who coined that term, but like that, I think that captures it. It's like that moment of like you just come alive, like into that moment. So anyway, yeah, so like we have experiences like that, but I think we've been trained to, I don't know, like in everyday like problem solving, or when we deal with any kind of problem or decision making, we think that we need to use our mind a lot. And so when like I've always been interested in things like this, involving energy, and I've dabbled in a lot of different things, like I've tried to bend a spoon, and like I've been interested in psychic phenomena and things like that, but it's never really worked for me, because there was always that distance of being like, okay, like this is kind of crazy, like people are think I'm crazy, like, and I kind of blame people out there for thinking I'm crazy, but I think I was thinking I'm crazy, so I never really like crossed that barrier. And now actually, like over the past year of doing this self-growth work with the hero's journeys, I think I've just been getting used to observing everything that I'm experiencing, including bodily sensations. So I'm getting to like trust that more and more, and I feel more, I guess, like secure in like approaching this topic.
Yeah. And interesting that I have two kids, right? And I remember like when I watch my kids, I remember myself when I was growing up, I used to like playing with the energy, like in summer, I used to go to summer camps, and when the lights were off, we were all like, talking about spooky things and telling about this energy stuff. Like one of the exercises that we did was like one person stands in the middle, and then another person just walks around that person and tells a story. It's like in a dark, dark wood, there is a dark, dark house, and in this dark, dark house, there's like a dark, dark room, and you like go through from the forest to the I think like there was like a treasure box or treasure chest in the room, and then you open the room, open the treasure chest. When you say, okay, so I'm open, like you open the dark, dark treasure chest, you stand in front of the person has closed eyes, and you start pulling the hands without touching the hands up. And it worked. Like, and I could never understand like why it worked.
Wow. So like you feel somebody pulling you, and then
you feel the hands, and you just like you pull them without touching them. And because you've been walking in circles around the person goes into like some sort of hypnosis. I don't know what, but that person's hands were raising when you were pulling them up, and you could feel the warmth when you like of the hand. But
nice.
when growing up, you kind of like think, it was like nothing, or it's not real, because you cannot see, right? You don't see energy, so it's not real.
Yeah, and I mean there are people who claim that they can see it, and yeah, I guess it's their experience. But see, like it's like that, like when the two of us got together to kind of try some of the energy testing methods in the energy medicine book, right? Like we were both like, well, like, it worked, but then like, what if I was like, my arm was just getting tired, or like, how do we know it works, right? So that nagging is always there. And I think it's a healthy thing to be skeptical and like not take anything without sort of verifying it for yourself. And at the same time, I think it's good to be cognizant of where that might be coming from. Like, is it coming from years of conditioning, telling ourselves it's not, like our experiences are not valid, so like don't even try it? Or is it really just not working? So that's honestly what I want to explore and like get to the bottom of.
Yeah, and also remember, like we talked, that the energy is like wind, right? Like you don't see wind, but you see the result of the wind. The leaves are shaking, or the trees are moving. So and the energy is the same thing. Like you don't see the energy, but you can feel the like
the effect,
result, right? The
yeah.
effect of the energy.
Yeah. I like that metaphor too. And so I think it's good to just like go with, be open to like the full experience, and then just like verify it for ourselves, you know. So what do you like when you were doing that game? You said that you felt warmth in your hands. Was there anything else? Is it the same kind of warmth you feel when you touch something hot, or is it a little bit different? Do you remember?
This warmth is different. This warmth is very like, it has a shape. Because when you touch something like something hot, if it's too hot, you cannot even feel the shape. It's like, you know, it's like you touch it and you pull away because it's too hot, right? But that feeling I remember was like, it was like round shape, and you were pulling in this energy.
Yeah. So you know the energy ball exercise, that's kind of like the step one for like beginning to play with this thing. When I do that, I feel the roundness too, and it's like a. Should we go ahead and like try that out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's do it and show the. Okay, so you wrap the palms like very quickly, so it's warm. Okay. When you feel warm, try to dance with your palms and feel if there is resistance or what do you say, like jumpiness? What's the English word?
Jumpiness?
Yeah, it's like something, it's like bounces back.
Yeah, I feel the resistance.
Yeah, so there's like, for me, it's, I feel bounce back. If it goes away, like rub them again.
Yeah.
So you start small. And then with time, you can move your palms farther away from each other. The more you practice. And also you need to be in a calm state. Right now I'm a little bit nervous because we are recording this video. But when you're in a calm state, you could feel it.
Yeah. For me, actually, the more, oh, you got it? Nice.
Yeah.
The more I move away, actually, I feel the resistance more. And then like, if I kind of imagine like having like a big piece of clay or something and like pushing in and molding it, like that's how I'm able to get that feeling of resistance. It's kind of like when magnets kind of repel each other. It's like that kind of resistance, I feel.
Do you feel anything in your fingers? Like any feeling in your fingers?
Tingling.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Tingling.
And I remember another part of this exercise was if you bring like one of your fingers to the palm of the other hand and kind of circle around, and you can close your eyes and just feel like, see if you can feel the trace of your finger on the palm. And I definitely can, and it's
I do.
super cool and kind of weird.
This exercise is even easier for me to feel than the ball. Like when I started playing with the energy, I started with this exercise, just tracing the finger. And then you can experiment with different shapes too. Like you can do a square, a triangle, and you would feel that shape.
Oh, I haven't tried that.
Not just the circle.
With the square, I kind of feel like the jaggedness of it. Like with the circle, it's very constant, but with the square, it's like like
the circle is fluid.
Okay, that's interesting.
Love this.
Yeah, so I've kind of been trying this out at nighttime, like before I go to bed, just kind of sitting out on the balcony and doing this. And Yeah. And then another one, so we're studying this book, Energy Medicine by Donna Eden, and she suggests this exercise for beginning to feel the energy. And at this point, even if you don't really feel it as like energy, like just notice what you feel. Like, is it the tingling? Is it warmth? Is it something else? So anyway, so part 2 of this exercise is bring it to like about 4 inches in front of your chest, like heart area. And then with your right hand, you can go clockwise, like if the clock's kind of facing out of you, just kind of spin around and feel what you feel. Like, do you feel warmth? Do you feel like drawn at certain points or resistance? And then try it with both hands. So with the left hand, you would go the other way. And I noticed that I feel more with my left hand.
I also noticed that I feel more where my heart is. Like if I move away from my heart, I feel less. And I feel more when my heart is. So think like because I've been studying the heart, right? With the Heart Math Institute. So I've been studying the heart intelligence, and what they were saying or explaining that the heart radiates it creates the electromagnetic field. So from physics, it makes sense, right? Because you feel more around your heart because the field is stronger around your heart. But also they say that the heart radiates that electromagnetic field 3 feet. Like you can sense 3 feet from your body. That's how strong it is.
And I wonder what that means, like when we hug someone or if we come in contact with somebody's field, right?
Yeah, but even if you sit by like side by side without touching, you feel the presence of a person, right? Yeah. And I wonder if it's the same as the aura. Because I think Donna Eden, Barbara Brennan, she's another energy healer. She also she talks about the aura, right? And I wonder if aura is actually that field that that our heart and our bodies create.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean,
yeah, we'll discover.
Yeah. So we'll link the Barbara Brennan video at the bottom. But one thing that was interesting there was she does the ball exercise, but she also kind of did it like this, and she was like, you can see if you can see the field, like in like a low light setting. If you kind of look at the area in between your fingers and unfocus, so it's not like the regular kind of focus you use to like read something, but just kind of soften your eyes and then just play with it and feel it in your hands. She says that you can begin to see it. So I've been trying that at night. And
I've been learning to. I've been actually practicing that look, like how it's called peripheral, right?
Peripheral.
Yeah, look when you like look at something, but you don't focus on. You just kind of like look, and then your vision becomes like you see the sides and you see above and you see like the on the bottom, like you're like walking in this ball, and you kind of see, like I think until this, like when I practice it. I go on the morning walks and I listen to podcasts or something and I practice that like vision, not the vision, the look, like how you defocus your eyes and try to see that thing. Yeah.
So something to try out when you're waiting at the grocery aisle or something. Yeah. You know, I notice when I do that, I notice movements more. Like my vision gets bigger, even though it's less focused. And in martial arts, we talk about how, that's actually how we want to, that's the vision we want to have when we're fighting, because there's a limit to how fast your eyes, like the focused eyes, can track movements, whereas if you soften it, you can catch like everything coming at you from all sorts of different directions. And I've read that it's actually how like the Native Americans would track animals too.
I wanted to say the same thing. Lately, I listened to the lecture of the guy, forgot his name. He's tracking, and he learned tracking from the Native Americans, from other indigenous people. And he said that the tracking is not just, looking at the earth, like where the tracks are, but he actually explained, like, you trace, like when you have this vision, you kind of see where the animal was. You kind of see like maybe like energy left there, maybe like you see it. That's how you track the animal.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this question of seeing, I remember there was a story in Donna Eden's book about a blind person who could see the energy and like navigate his way around that way. So that makes me feel like it's not about vision, or maybe it is for some people, but it doesn't have to be. And that's just like so mysterious. And so at nighttime, when I was doing this, trying this out, I tried closing my eyes, and then like when I close my eyes, like I see a lot of like light stuff going on. And it could just be, like, I don't know, my neurons firing in a weird way or something like that. But so I was just trying to like make different movements and see if I see any like correlation between the movement and what I see, and I'm sort of experimenting with that. And I noticed like if I make like, this kind of motion with my hands, I like see it in the corner of my eye, like even if I hide it, like so it's not in my field of vision, like I feel this movement inside my eye. So it's like a weird thing, hard to describe, but so I'm playing with that to see if that's what it is for me. But this vision thing, it's confusing. Like,
and I also have, I don't know if you experience this, like for example, you're in a car, you drive in a car, you stop on the traffic light, or you're staying in a line and you feel like somebody is looking at you, right? And you like turn your head to see, and you like your mind doesn't even register, like I don't remember thinking like, oh, somebody is looking at me, like I need to see who that is. No, it's like my body does it automatically, like my head turns to towards that person, and yes, the person is looking at me, so I kind of feel the gaze of the person. Like I wonder what that is.
Yeah, I guess, I don't know, but I hear a lot of stories like that. That's actually one thing that I feel like I don't experience. But
you never experienced this?
I could have, but then I don't know. I don't have like specific memories of that happening, but it might have happened to me. But I hear that from a lot of people. Yeah, or like you walk into a bar and like you know when somebody is checking you out or something like that.
Yeah.